Prices are continuing to drop, guys, and I know a lot of you are asking. You want to see the results, especially if you've been sitting on the sideline. You want to know exactly how much have prices dropped. Yup! And this is what this video is for, is so that you understand that sitting on the sidelines has been beneficial for you. And I know a lot of you guys may not be in the home buying process, or a lot of you guys may be sellers, but let's talk about exactly what has been lost with the housing market since prices have started to go down, since the Fed is continuing to raise interest rates, and we have seen a significant drop in demand, especially when it comes to mortgages. But let's jump right into it, guys. This is a great video to show you the results of sitting on the sidelines and waiting it out, guys. Let's jump into it. It says, here's how much equity U.S. homeowners have lost since May. Now, guys, this is gonna be a doozy. It really is. You know, I mean, I'm a homeowner also, so I'm in this particular situation where I have lost value too.
True that.
But it's a different situation when you've bought, you know, many years ago versus trying to buy one of these overpriced homes right now. Now, where it's going to hurt the most, guys, listen, I'm just a messenger. Where it's gonna hurt the most is if you bought a home during the run-up. If you bought a home in the last 6 months to a year, year and a half, two, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. The historic run-up of home prices during the first 2 years of the pandemic gave homeowners record amounts of new home equity. Now, we know this. A lot of guys were overbuying and they were saying,
oh wow, my next door neighbor just bought the house $50,000 over, or $40,000 or $10,000 over what I paid for.
And you were rubbing your hands together like Birdman. You were like,
ooh yes, this equity is gonna go up.
And I remember some people in my comment section was like,
Orlando, hey, you're wrong about this housing market. We're going to see 5%. 5% growth year over year. It's going to continue to happen. 5-10%, it will never change.
And I remember hearing, so we're gonna have growth on top of growth on top of growth for the next 5 to 10 years.
So it doesn't make sense.
We went up 20%, 40% in some areas. And they were like, yes, it's gonna have that type of growth forever. Now that sounds foolish, but that was actually the comments in my comment section from individuals disagreeing with me on this. But it says since May, however, about 1.5 trillion of that was vanished. That's right, you heard me. 1.5 trillion dollars was lost.
You must be out your damn mind.
We're not talking about 2 years. We're not talking about 3, 4, 5, or 10 years. We're talking about in a 7-month period, homeowners have lost $1.5 trillion. That is according to Black Knight, the mortgage software analytics company. The average borrower has lost $30,000 of equity, guys. Let that sink in. $30,000 of equity. But some of these homeowners have lost more than that. Imagine overpaying $50,000 on a house.
But honestly, it's getting a bit ridiculous.
And then not only losing $30,000, but losing that $50,000 of equity. That means you are at a grand total of $80,000 of equity lost. I'm looking at my comment section and there are people who tell me,
Orlando, I don't understand why you're telling people they shouldn't have bought a house 6 months ago. That's insane. They could have gotten a great deal at 4%. They could have got 4% and they would have overpaid. Yes, no biggie. Yes, they overpaid by $40,000, but they have a low interest rate.
And I will tell you, I will choose a high interest rate over losing $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of equity any day of the week, guys. I don't understand how that math works, how you'd rather pay a lower monthly payment but lose $50,000 worth of equity that will take you 6 to 10 years to get back. Listen, guys. If you are, no math better than me and you can make that math work, please put it in the comment section. I would love to look at how that math works and how that math is better rather than someone sitting on the sidelines and not losing $50,000. Tell me, make the math.
You didn't have to cut me off like that.
Homeowners peaked at 17.6 trillion collectively last May after homes jumped 45% since the start of the pandemic. At the end of September, prices were still up 41%. Equity was still strong. Borrowers who bought their home before the pandemic collectively had 5 trillion more than they did before the pandemic hit. That translates to a gain of $92,000 more equity per borrower than in February of 2020. While additional declines may be on the horizon, homeowners' position remains broadly strong, says the guy from Black Knight. That sounds great. Overall, if you bought previously, he's saying that you're going to be pretty strong. But he's saying also, you're going to lose $40,000 to $50,000. You lost it already. Per this, it's $30,000. But obviously, it's averaged out. Some people who bought in Austin, LA, Florida, and some of these other areas that are getting Arizona, Boise. You guys have bought in that area. You guys are getting hammered.
Hammer time.
You are definitely losing equity easily in those markets, and it's continuing to go down, down, down. So this is not a big surprise to me, and it shouldn't be a big surprise to you. But let me show you guys an example of why. If you saw this, there was no way this was going to continue, guys. This picture I'm going to show you will blow your mind. This example of why houses are where they are right now. This home is in Vermont, guys. There's nothing wrong with Vermont, but you normally wouldn't expect to see, prices shoot up this high in Vermont. That's just the way it is. Hey, look, I'm only showing you, I'm not against Vermont, but you wouldn't expect to see houses shoot up like this. This is where I'm telling you things get nuts. It's listed for $979,000, basically $1 million. It's a 6-bedroom, 6-bath, has 3,400 square feet, almost 35. I want you to look at 2022, guys. Look at the graph here. The graph here shows that the property was worth $400,000, less than $400,000 in 2022, and it made a straight hockey stick up, guys. It shot through the roof.
Jesus.
It went to almost $1 million. $1 million. Now, is this property worth $1 million? I highly doubt it. That would be a no.
Never, of course not.
This is what I'm talking about when it comes to, sellers putting properties on the market that are like this. This property is going to sit and have 25 price cuts before it sells. No one is going to buy this. At least that would be my hope. Everyone should sit on the sidelines and not get taken advantage of by properties like this. This is insane. You see the chart. Look, am I blind? We see the chart. The chart is showing you less than $400,000, and now it's worth $1 million.
That's true.
Shoot, I'm gonna do the same thing. My house is worth $25 million now. If that's the game we're all playing, who needs to look at comps anymore? Forget comps. Who cares what your neighbor sold his house for? I'm just gonna live in the make-believe land of forget 25 million. I want $1 trillion, guys. That's the only way I'm selling my house. You better give me $1 trillion or I'm not going to sell you my house. That's just what it is. Hey, I don't need any comps. I don't care about appraisals. And by the way, you can't even come inside my house to see what you're buying until after you buy it. Now, it sounds ridiculous, but that's what was happening 6 months ago. That is currently what's happening now with prices. Now, there is some leniency now because prices are going down, but we're still seeing headache listings like this, guys. You don't want to be the person who gets taken advantage of with properties like this. So at the end of the day, the results, guys, the result is every borrower has lost $30,000 worth of equity. So if you have sat on the sidelines, congratulations to you. You didn't lose $30,000. You didn't do it. But unfortunately, if you did buy at the height of the market, you did lose $30,000 or more based on if you overpaid. And most people did overpay. But hopefully, guys, you need more than just this video to understand what's going on in this crazy housing market, guys. I promise you, if you watch this next video here, it will help you understand something big about the housing market. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.